What I've found is that I believe my purpose here, or at least part of my purpose when it comes to what I'm meant to impart, is I'm designed to lead people into freedom. And the way that that starts first is spiritual freedom. And to obtain spiritual freedom is to obtain a subconscious belief set that allows us to be in a constant state of peace and a constant experience on a daily basis of enjoyment. And this is only made possible when we are able to actually put our trust in something that is outside of our circumstances. Because it seems very clear to me that this universe is designed to give us the experience of uncertainty, where every time we try to control the outcome and we try to force our will onto something, the law of persistence says that we can make it happen. But at the same time, the amount of obstacles and the amount of challenges and seemingly dire circumstances keep on presenting themselves constantly. So how is it possible to have a constant state of peace and joy when circumstances keep on coming up that try to tell us that, hey, this is actually a pretty dangerous situation? Well, if my trust is in a loving intelligence that is spirit, and that spirit has literally authored the events and sequences of my life with a particular purpose and a predestined storyline that is designed to actually elicit a sense of trust in my heart for this spirit, then no longer are these circumstances threatening, because these circumstances then become opportunities. Opportunities for me to witness how these obstacles that seem so dire are actually incredible gifts of opportunity that will expand the trueness of what is fundamentally fact inside of this universe. If I have a heart or a subconscious mind, or in psychology, the reticular activating system, the lens as to which we process all incoming data, if that lens is clear, then that means that I have a belief set that is 100% in harmony with the fundamental laws of how this universe functions. At which point, I have nothing to fear. There's literally no chance for stress to enter into my psyche, because I perceive everything as a gift. And if everything is a gift that is designed to bring value into my life and into others' lives that I'm connected with, then there's no threat. If there's no threat, there's no stress. At that point, once spiritual freedom is attained inside of the heart, that brings soulish freedom. Because the soul is the emotional experience that we participate with when it comes to experiencing our lives. So it could be said that the soul is constantly caught between heaven and hell, where when we're in the depths of despair and there's no hope, everything is filled with shame, condemnation, doubt, worry, anxiety, that would be our soul in hell. And all of those things come from misperceptions of what's true when it comes to this particular world. And these lies always have to do with perceptions of ourselves, identity of who we are, and also who God is. That's why Jesus said that the truth will set you free, because once we understand the true nature of who God truly is, we can then understand our true nature and our identity of who we truly are, because we belong to Him and we're literally children of the divine. Jesus Christ is not just our King, but He's also our brother, and we're doing life together. And once this epiphany sinks in on a very subconscious level, the famous scripture comes to fruition where if He is for us, the one who is inside of me, What can be against me? Because he is literally the conscious mind of this entire universe and the author of my story. So if my trust can be 100% on his guidance, on his authorship, and every moment becomes an unveiling, a discovery of what he is shaping inside of me and the goodness that he's giving to me, because Jesus was very clear. He said that it is the Father's great pleasure to give you the kingdom. And when we live in the kingdom, we have righteousness, we have peace, and we have joy. Righteousness, once again, is right thinking. It's single-mindedness. There's no anxiety in it. There's only a foundational understanding of what is true and what is right. And when we have those precepts built into our psyche and into our personality, we thrive together because we live in harmony. We become the true body of Christ. We become the subconscious mind of the divine mind of the universe, with Jesus Christ being the perfect example of what the belief set is of the conscious mind within this universe. I believe that that is why we are being shaped into coming into a place of trust within our lives, because we are designed to be the subconscious mind, his subconscious mind in particular. And the subconscious mind, it doesn't resist the suggestions that are coming from the conscious mind as long as those suggestions are proven to be trustworthy. Ideally, to have a harmonious mind, the conscious mind operates as the protector, the observer that can step outside of the box, see things for what they are, and then give the suggestions and the information, the perspectives, the vision to the subconscious mind. And that's where the power is in the subconscious mind. The subconscious mind is what makes things real. It's what goes to work to then cause the wave function to collapse into particle physical form and creating the entire world and universe. It's an extremely powerful thing. But it takes harmony for that to actually function the way that it's designed to function, and there can't be contention. That is why the Luciferian ego is the complete opposite of the Christ mind. The ego says, I will control the outcome. I'm going to show you how this is going to go. And the Christ mindset says, show me. Show me. Whatever vision you give to me, that's the one I'm going to implement. Because I know for a fact that it is the best. You've proven that to me. That's why Jesus said that I don't do anything on my own accord, but only what the Father tells me. He was the example of what it is to be the subconscious mind in human form of God, because him and the Father were one in spirit. So he became the archetype of how we can emulate that exact stature. And it's that state of surrender and that state of trust. Why is that important when it comes to trading? Well, trading is one of the best avenues I've found to really test my level of faith. Acting on signals contrary to additional information that comes in through people's opinions and the media, it makes it a struggle sometimes unless a person's single-mindedness and right thinking is what is foundationally rooted within their decisions. So if I'm able to be free from fear, and I'm able to be free from any greed, because I know that my future is good. I know that I'm being led by the Spirit of life, by the Spirit of Christ, to bring about the most incredible future, not just for me, but for everyone that's connected to me through my purpose. If I can trust that, then all of a sudden the rest of my actions become effortless, and I get to be in that zone. I'm in that zone now where there's no fear and there's no greed, because I know there's always going to be enough, and I'm going to have more than enough going forward, because that's how the kingdom operates. And that's where I'm meant to live. I'm meant to live in the kingdom. And the kingdom is not necessarily a place, as I said before, it is an attitude. It's a state of being. And that state of being translates into consistent peace. Peace rules the heart at all times in this state. And different events throughout the day elicit a sensation of enjoyment consistently. What else do we really want? Why else do we chase after careers and try to knock down goals and achieve various accomplishments within our lives? We're all just trying to enjoy things. We're trying to have a vision that is inspiring to the degree that, oh, that'd be a really good time. Oh yeah, that'd be awesome. Let's do that. And then we work towards it. Why? Because we think it's going to be enjoyable. Everything that motivates us can come down to the experience of peace and joy. It's available right now. It's available in any circumstance because it is a mindset. It is the predisposition of what our subconscious belief set is that then brings us the experience emotionally. And it comes down to trust. Is our trust in our money for a good future, for enjoyment and peace? Or is our trust in the Spirit of Christ? I can tell you that my trust is very much rooted in the Spirit of Christ, and that's becoming more and more clear as more and more tests and challenges come my way. And those challenges constantly become examples of how I'm rewarded when I constantly state and acknowledge that Jesus Christ is the author of my future. And it's His Spirit that connects me with His future that He wrote for me, which gives me the thoughts of the Father, which is always thoughts of a hope and a good future, thoughts to prosper me, thoughts for the kingdom, where everything that we could possibly want to experience exists. And the best part is, whatever we think is our optimal future, there's actually a better one. And we get to be pleasantly surprised along the way. So I'm making this video today because today was the start of something very special. Today was the start of the Glorified Trust Protocol in real time, in real action, with a real live short. I shorted all 43,000 USDT at 46.6 cents, give or take. I have my stop loss at 48.60, and my target is at 38 cents, and possibly even lower, we'll see. The way that this protocol works is with stop gains. So as price moves in the expected direction, when there is another peak made, that peak now becomes the new resistance, and the stop gain to lock in a guaranteed gain, even if price reverses at that point, is placed right on top. Also goes as the inverse for bottoms, moving up. Kind of like a trailing stop loss, but this is methodical and it's intentional and it's manual. Freedom starts now. Freedom is always in the now. Freedom is never at a certain date. I was in financial purgatory for months, but through that, my awareness has been increased. My understanding as to why things are the way they are and why they had to be the way that they were, it has increased dramatically. It was actually to my advantage that I experienced not just the gains of last year, to then watch myself not take the signals, even though I was clearly already thinking that I learned that lesson. But I also had to see the detriment of what it is to operate with a very subtle greedy mindset and a very subtle fearful mindset, where I didn't even realize I was operating in those. They were in my heart. They had to be revealed. Otherwise, I would always stay in the boom and bust territory. Why? Because I was never giving myself room to be wrong. That's not humility. Humility says, I can always be wrong. But faith says, and understanding says, if I act on every single opportunity, it will mathematically work out very profitable in the end. Humility, diligence, discipline, and patience, I found, are the 4 fundamental characteristics that have been formed to a greater degree inside of me through trading. So it's been an absolute gift. But as I said before, it's about freedom. It starts with spiritual freedom. It's experienced as soulish freedom. And the byproduct of these 2 things, when operating in the financial realm, is financial freedom. That's what matters. Liberation. Kingdom living. And that's why I feel more confident that I'm going to act on every single signal moving forward, because it's not about money anymore. The only way that I'm going to be able to achieve what I believe my life purpose is by being an example, by demonstrating the very pathway of being consistent with acting on these signals. It's not about making money anymore. If I lose one, that's fine. If I lose the next one, that's fine too. Did I act on them? Because that's where the victory lies. If I can be faithful with every single signal and feel that freedom, then that is the only way that I'm going to be able to inspire others to do the same and lead them into freedom. And that's what my desire is. I want to lead as many people into freedom as possible, whether that's 10, hundreds, thousands, hundreds of thousands, millions, who knows? That's not for me to know, but it is for me to find out. And what I want to do in the meantime is just be the best God-blessed steward I can be. And as I'm faithful with stewarding money from this world, I will then be entrusted with the true riches of the kingdom. And that's the good stuff.